Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. On this video I'm going to discuss to you the changes of my Hyprland dots, and I'd like to call it version 2. Now before I go through over, I'd like to show you first if you can go into Hyprland on my Hyprland dots GitHub on the releases. I mentioned here about the changes. This now the recent change version 2. I dropped the foot and Rofi in favor of Kitty and Rofi. I have also added the Pywal colors, and I have always also dropped the Sway VG and just used the SWW. And I also made in here a how-to for the upgrade for those who are using my Hyprland dots, and then so on and so forth. Now before I go through over, I'd like to mention here something. I'd like to highlight this one here. I have created a small script. So on the .config hyper, let me just zoom and say this too, or actually I just added this initial boot. The reason why I did this is because when I switch over to my when I switch over the scripts to pull down or download the centralized Hyprland dots, the initial one is there's no wallpaper once you have installed. And I've seen a video, one YouTuber, he uses my script, and then once he installed, there was no wallpaper, and he didn't read the readme that I put, and he was installing a nitrogen, which he thought that there's no wallpaper added into my dots. Now this is the reason why. So after that, I believe I also mentioned here, after you have done or after you have logged into this new Hyprland dots, you can safely delete this script and a blank file. This is the blank file that it's meant to be created. Now this is only intended at first run, so that's why it needs a reference point. So once you have installed or logged in, you can delete this too. I'm gonna delete now, and then go into same folder, configs, xx.conf, then this line here, initial boot script, so that Pywal and wallpaper will start. You can delete this line. Okay, now that's the first thing that I wanted to mention. And then this will not be the wallpaper. For wallpaper, you can put all the wallpapers required in your home folder, pictures, and then wallpapers. So as you can see in here, I have now added the wallpapers that I usually use. I don't really change much, but once you install this one, I believe it's the, let me just see, there are only 3 wallpapers plus of course the dark light, which I'm gonna show that later on. Okay, and then the next thing is, once you have installed, you will see here the hint. Now again, this hint button, we'll go through this one later on. This hint button I saw again on the same YouTuber when I mentioned to you about he's installing the nitrogen. He cannot find ways, or he cannot navigate because it's completely new. Now I understand. I understand that because if, let's say me, I download a new script, or let's say new Dotfiles, then of course, if there's no guidance, then I will be lost and trying to find ways. Now this hint button, I got it actually from Garuda Hyprland. When I saw the video, there was a hint button, and I believe this should help also the new users, so they will not be lost once they have installed this. Now this hint button, as you noticed earlier, it just automatically closed, and this app will auto close in 30 seconds. Now I added here the at least the basic keybinds. Now of course this penguin is equal to this Windows key, which is normal on the computers. Go one by one. This will just close again. To close this app, of course, press ESC, and then to open the terminal, super enter, and so on and so forth. Now I'd like to mention something here, that if this button is only available in the default layout. Now I mentioned here about this waybar layout. You can choose waybar layout you wanted, which I'm gonna demo now. That's the Super Alt W. Then you can choose here whichever you wanted. For example, if I change to, let's say, top and right panel, you will not see anymore the hint button. Now to launch that, to relaunch that, is Super H again if you wanted. I'm not gonna go through whole of the hint button, just otherwise it will just make the video a little bit longer. Now there's one thing here, here also launch a small help file. Now again, this is not the one. I have also created another small help file in which maybe it will answer a lot of your questions. So that's Super Shift H. This is written, or it will open in mousepad. I could also put it to open it only on Nano, but I believe this should be, at least mousepad is for me is the lightest, and then also I can set some themes. So go through this one. Maybe there's some question here, for example this waybar customization, and just increase the font, and then okay, waybar customization, whatever you wanted. Maybe it's already questioned, it already answered on this document. And then here on the last part is a Super E. This is to view or edit the keybind settings, monitors, and so on. So Super E, then you will see in here the let's say I wanted to change the monitors settings, then this will open in Nano or open with Nano. Then again, same keybinds, there's more keybinds than what it shows, so go through this one. There is more like changing over the layout. For example, the toggle between the master and dwindle, so that's a super spacebar. Then it's in the dwindle layout. So once you open, let me just close this. So once you open, so this is now the dwindle layout. Now if I want to change the master layout, then it goes like that. then you don't need to go really change the settings. Of course, if you want it to be persistent, then you can change it on the settings. So that's Windows E, View, Hyprland Settings. Now it should be, see here, the layout master. Okay. What else? And also the super H help file, I will update this as much as I can. I believe there are some hidden features here. For example, the online videos, or not online videos, online music, which I will just show you now on the settings, no, keybinds. Where is that? See here, there's a game mode. There is also a, where is that online music? Or Rofi Beats here. Control S, Super Control S. This will be the online music. Now, if, by the way, this one, it needs the at least the YouTube DL or the YT DLP. Now, I didn't pre-install this, so just bear that in mind. And then if you want to change, of course, the YT DLP or the online music, the stations, you can change the scripts, which is located at .config hyper scripts. All the scripts that I have used or created is all in this. I don't put scripts on the waybar because then again you might be lost somewhere. And I think I call it a Rofi Beats here. Now you can change here the stations the way you, or whichever you wanted. And then also one of the hidden features here is the emoticons. Sorry, that's the Super Alt E. Again, everything is on the keybinds, and I cannot put all on the hint button because otherwise it will just, open, or it will just too much information there, and too much information is also not good. Okay, so and then the biggest change is, of course, I switch over from Wofi to Rofi. Here you can see in here the background will also change when I change something. For example, the different wallpaper, and I already mentioned the place where you need to put the wallpaper later on. And that's actually here when I choose the, sorry, where is that now? Choose a wallpaper, a Super Control W. Super Control W. And you could notice also here that the waybar color changed. Now I didn't put too much bling bling in there because the problem is if I change to, let's say, a different layout, then again it won't it will not match the colors which I set. So that's the reason why, because sometimes I want it, let's say, the panel at the bottom plasma style with apostrophe, and then also GNOME style, again apostrophe. I'm just trying to imitate the GNOME style. And sometimes I also use the top and left, where I have also here. So that's the waybar layout and the Pywal. Again, the Rofi. See here the background change. Now, one YouTuber, or not one user before, he asked that he don't like this dark theme. That's no problem. You can press the here the, let's go back to default layout. You can press this button here. This will change to dark and light themes. Now as you notice here, see, now it's become bright, and same with the Rofi. Now after you have set the light theme, you can change to wallpaper you wanted again. Once you reboot, then it will stay as like that. So it will not go back to default. Again, I have not set a default wallpaper. The initial one, it start up, it will only just to have a wallpaper once you have installed. And once you reboot again, then it will stay that wallpaper. At least I've solved that problem, because a few months or a few weeks before, he asked me about how he changed, and then I always say you need to go into the execs and then change this line over here. At least I found that fix. And then another thing is, if you notice also the Kiri TTY, it's changed according to the color of the wallpaper. Now if you don't like the colors, or if you don't like these colors, then you need to edit the .config, and then of course Kiri, and then here just comment here. So once you launch the Kiri, it will go back to the default colors. If you don't like that, because sometimes it's just like a little bit wash out. Oh, I forgot to add something here. If you are on the desktop users, once you booted, you will end up with some extra lines in here. That's because the modules are not present. And in order to fix that, and also to remove this hint button, let's say you don't need the hint button anymore, you need to go and change the .config waybar. And since this is a default layout, please do not change this too. As you can see in here, there's an arrow. This is only a symboling from the styles and the configs. So if you change it here, it will only save it temporarily, but it will not save, it will not be persistent, it will not stay there. So you need to go and change. Now it's on the default layout, so config default. And then let's say you don't need anymore the keybinds, you can add here, then here. I see I already prepared, so just in case you don't want. And then to reload again, you can use the this default again, or you can press this super shift W. This is again to change the styles. I have not removed that one, I still keep it there. And I believe I also mentioned on my hints, this is the cycle, the waybar style. This is super shift W. And then also this again with the lines in here. Let's say you don't have a battery, you can delete this if you don't have any battery, backlight, and the line. And then once that deleted and saved, again cycle the waybar styles or choose a different layout. Now the good thing about on my dots is it will stay in there. The styles will always stay in there until you change it again. That's why I created this symboling, so it's easier that the system will know which one. Alright, and I believe that's just about it. Again, head to my Hyprland Dots GitHub. I'll put a the link at the bottom or in the comment on the description, and then just go to this one, because I also just keep updating also the readme, and also again the change lag I update as much as I can here. Alright, and the next couple of days I will be publishing a video where I will install it on Arch, Minimal, Fedora Minimal, and also Debian Minimal. So stay tuned. Alright guys, this is just the message that I want, and I hope you enjoyed my new version. If you have any question, please leave a comment down below, and I would like to invite you to my Discord server, because it's just easier to communicate, because sometimes, you know, you can easily also send me a screenshots, and some of the users, actually most of the members of my server, they are users of my Hyprland Dots. So please join there, and then we can work around. And again, if you have any changes, feel free to submit a PR. I believe I put it on my here readme special request. If you have any improvements on the Dotfile configuration, feel free to submit a PR. This is a pull request. Alright, okay, that's my message for this video. I hope you like it. If you haven't subscribed, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and share my videos, share my dots, and I'll see you again on the next video. Have a good day, guys, and take good care. Bye now.